Hello, glorious souls. Welcome to your Soul Service Astrology update for the 5th of September, 2022. Welcome to September. Hello, I'm Kel. I'm a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. What does that mean? It means the astrology that I present to you to hear today is founded on astronomy. It's essentially what you can see in the sky from the location at which you're observing it on planet Earth. Why do I think that's important? I think it's really important that we start to reconnect to our environment and observe what's actually there. And that includes the sky. And of course, you can do that for the seasons. All right, without further ado, let's get into this week's astrology as I share my screen. And there we go. We have the 5th of September. So we enter into next week with the first quarter moon. The first quarter moon is a student moon. So you might be starting out on a new, and we're on a waxing. We're waxing at the moment. We're growing into fullness. So you might be on a bit of a journey to bring something to creation, and there's some emotions by it, emotions around it, because of course the moon is our feeling state. And perhaps there's some new things that you're needing to learn and narrow down in on. The moon is in Sagittarius at the beginning of the week. So that could be quite a joyous activity because Sagittarius energy quite likes exploring and learning. My only suggestion is that you try and narrow down your ideas so that you can focus in on what is truly going to bring you some joy and support your creativity and or the development of your emotional intelligence. That moon is trine Venus at the moment in Leo. So that's some really lovely energy there to be supporting your creative desires as long as they're value backed. All right, so we start out Monday with that. And then Tuesday, we go straight into a grand trine. And this grand trine is only going to last for the day. Grand trine energy is big, fat, ease and flow. So this week, actually, there's quite a lot of trine energy around as we lead up until the full moon. So allow yourself to embrace that. Can you embrace ease and flow? The grand trine is in fire signs, 3 fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius and Leo. It includes our sun, the moon, and the North Node and Uranus, so conjunct over here in Aries. So it makes it a pretty power-packed trine for you to start to bring your vision and mission to life through your creativity, your expression, your purpose, your personality, your authenticity, and it gets to be also imbued with your feelings. So it's like we're bringing all parts of ourselves together to focus in on our mission and our vision. And with that fire energy, it's that burning away of things that no longer need to be there. It's the burning away, it's the decluttering, because that Aries energy there is really focusing down in on our vision and our mission. It may feel uncomfortable, our mission sometimes, because we're being asked to lean into things that we haven't done before. All right, so that's Tuesday. Let's move into Wednesday. Wednesday, we shift into the gibbous moon energy. Now, the moon is still in Sagittarius. It's very close to Pluto. So there could be we could be starting to get the feels into what needs to burn away under the full moon. And this is typically where I start to feel it, because under the gibbous moon energy, that's storm rider energy. Okay, so what is causing you to feel perhaps emotionally unbalanced? What is causing you to feel maybe you're procrastinating, maybe there's resistance, maybe there's some negative self-talk happening there. With the moon really close to Pluto under this gibbous moon energy, right before the full moon, a couple of days before the full moon, it's a great time to check in. Okay, what are the things that need to burn away under the full moon? What needs to release and let go? What am I sending back into the flames of the bonfire or back into the water? Because the moon is water energy, fire is flames. So they can both help you release. And you can harness those elements in your environment if you like. Look to see what's in your environment and how you're relating to it and how it's relating to you and how it's there to support you and hold you when you need to destroy some things, liberate some things under that Pluto energy that's happening on the 7th. Excuse me, I've got hair in my mouth. Right, and then we move into Thursday, the 8th of September. And again, we have some more trine energy. Well, this trine energy is still here from the grand trine that I spoke about. We've got this North Node and Uranus having ease and flow. So vision, mission, really focused, Aries energy. Our vision and our mission is getting really focused. Our vital energy is becoming directed towards the changes that we wish to be and see, and what we want to eventuate in the world. We have to become that first kind of thing if we want to see those changes in the world. And it's very much supported by our creativity, our expression, our purpose, our authenticity. So on Thursday, and actually for the whole week, it's going to be really easy for you to be authentic in relation to the vision and the mission that you're wanting to bring to life. You'll be able to express that really easily. And it's almost like with that fire energy, you won't really care what other people think. Definitely Uranus in Aries does not care what anyone else thinks. And I think we kind of need that to really step into our full authentic selves. And on the way to the full moon this week, that's really great energy to have. It's like, oh, I'm going to start shining the way I really want to shine. I'm really going to step into parts of my personality that people maybe haven't seen. I'm really going to start to share the changes that I wish to see and be in this world. And I don't really care what anyone else thinks. That's great energy to be stepping into this week, I feel. And that energy continues on the 9th when we have the North Node trine the Sun. So North Node is that mission. And if you don't know the difference between mission and vision, let's have a little talk about that at the moment. Our mission is something much bigger than ourselves. It has to be very much linked to, in my opinion, the collective. Our vision is our why. Why do we want that mission to come to life? Another part of our vision is how we want our life to be within that vision and that mission. So you can see how they're kind of linked. If you look at a lot of businesses, they typically have a mission statement and a vision. So they'll have a mission and a why, usually very closely linked, but you can see the collective aspect and then the personal aspect in there. So that's the difference between mission and vision. And like I said, this week is a great week to start bringing that authentic self, bringing it into your creativity, making sure that you've burnt away all the clutter from your mission and your vision. Usually mission statements are really simple and visions are really simple. Well, that's been my experience. Whenever I've been really scattered and they've been too big, I've not been able to focus in on them. And this year's energy since May and the Aries eclipse, what burnt away in the Aries eclipse, how have you changed since May and that Aries eclipse energy? Because in the next couple of months, we're going to go back into another eclipse season. And then that's when we get to integrate the changes that we made in the first eclipse season. But you get to practice some of them this week, which is pretty awesome. All righty. And then we land on Saturday. Saturday, Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo. It's the same place. It went retrograde last year, approximately the same time last year, maybe a little bit earlier, but it was in Virgo. So let's talk about Mercury retrograde. It is nothing to be afraid of. Computers do not respond to Mercury retrograde unless you have a belief that they do. It is your belief and observation of your computer or any technology failing on you is what will bring it to fruition. So if we can stop having that belief around Mercury retrograde, technology and computers won't do anything under Mercury retrograde. But here's what Mercury retrograde can be used for. It's an opportunity. Mercury represents our mind. Our mind is part of our body. Our mind does not control us, even though we're kind of led to believe that it does. Our body controls our mind. And sometimes, I think multiple times in this modern technological scientific age, the mind is privileged over everything else. So the 3-week retrograde period, because Mercury goes retrograde until, let me check my calendar, the 3rd of October, 2nd, 3rd of October, is an opportunity to slow the mind down. It's an opportunity to clear any clutter. And in Virgo, it's directed towards ourselves first. And I say this to a lot of Virgos because there's a lot of Virgos in the world because the constellation is very large. You can't serve from an empty bucket. So this time of year for everyone is a great time to replenish your buckets. Now, if we've taken the lesson from our eclipse season at the beginning of the year, that was May, we burnt away things that are no longer part of our life, that are no longer serving us. Primarily, they might have been energetic things like beliefs and philosophies, perhaps components of our mission and our vision that just weren't working. We needed to burn them away. Well, now is the time you can take some small steps. They could be big steps, but they're really focused. And this helps clarify the mind. And while you're doing that, make sure that you're supporting your mind. Make sure that you're supporting your body as well through this process by ensuring that you're eating great food, you're getting some movement, you're watching the information that you're absorbing, because a Virgo is quite happy to absorb a lot of information. But the problem with Virgo is that they then want to process it. So if your mind is absorbing a lot of information and then it wants to process it, that takes effort. So look at the sources of information that are coming in. Do I really need to be consuming that? I know what I've been doing the last couple of days is that I've actually been organizing which books I'm going to read and sort of decluttering instead of having the overwhelm of all these books that I want to read. Which ones are the most important that I want to read now? Which is the most important information that I want to be taking in now for my vision and my mission and my creativity? That sums up Mercury retrograde. And then with that, at the end of the week, on Sunday, the 11th, we have a Pisces full moon. Let's get this going down here so that we can see it properly. No, it's on the 11th. It's not on the 12th, Kel. We go back. You can see how I function. Oh, it's a Pisces Aquarius full moon, I would say. So we've got a full moon on the cusp. It's Aquarius, full moon Aquarius, and Pisces. All right, so the full moon, as I've mentioned, leading up until this point, so it's on the 10th of September at 6 p.m. This is in the Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, in particular, if you're in the eastern states of America, it will be on the 9th rather than the 10th. Everywhere else, it'll be approximately on the 10th. So let's think about this. We've got the moon, it's full. So something's come to fullness, your emotions are at fullness. But on the lead up to this, there's things that needed to release. You needed to let go. The moon is fully illuminated. Our emotional intelligence, our emotions, our feelings are fully illuminated by our creator, by our authentic creator. And what changes, what freedom does it want under Aquarius? Where's the inspiration it's seeking deep in the heart and the core of us that it needs to shed so that it can step into that inspiration? And then as the moon moves into Pisces over the full moon period, so that we can connect in deeply with our oneness, so that we can connect in deeply with our mystical intelligence. So the beginning of the weekend, once Mercury goes retrograde and we start moving into that full moon in Aquarius Pisces energy over the weekend, it's a really great opportunity for you to take some time out for yourself. So make sure that you're doing all the fun things that you want to be doing, but make sure that you want to be doing them and it's not out of obligation, martyrdom, perfectionism, and allow yourself some time to check in with your heart, which is the sun, your body and your emotions and your feelings, which is the moon, and check in with your mind. How is your mind feeling? And of course, seek out support. It's something that I needed to remind myself of over the past 12 months, actually the past 24 months after the pandemic. If you've experienced any kind of burnout, please go and seek help. There are lots and lots of wellness practitioners out there that can support you, mental health also. So seek out help and support if you need it. All right, so it's a jam-packed week, this coming week, the 5th of September. If soul service astrology intrigues you, there are a number of ways that you can work with me. The first is to come into my paid community, Eco Alchemy. We have new moon circles, which are held live online. They're opportunities to share and converse and purge, and also to set intentions, to go on guided journeys, to be supported by the planets. And you will receive some specific information in relation to your chart, where the moon is placed if you come into that new moon, if you come into Eco Alchemy. Additionally, in Eco Alchemy, you get my detailed weekly stars in written form so that you can come back and check them, so you don't have to keep listening to this video over and over again. Alternatively, if Eco Alchemy is not for you and you would like to dive deeply into your natal birth chart astrology, then you can come and do a 90-minute Align session with me. That's a birth chart evaluation. Now, we go deep into your strengths, your weaknesses, your superpowers. We clarify purpose and service, vision and mission to get you where you want to be going and knowing your very next step. And I do that two different ways. Of course, there's the traditional way of explaining the archetypal energy present within your birth chart, but then I take you on an astral and experiential journey into your birth chart for you to see the power that you hold and the mystic that you are, so that you can start to connect with consciousness. You can start to connect more deeply with your environmental intelligence, your emotional intelligence, your body's intelligence, all the intelligences, and start to step in and design the life that you would like to lead. So if you'd like to either join Eco Alchemy or sign up to a one-on-one birth chart evaluation, you can go to soulserviceastrology.com and check that out. That's it for me. Don't forget to subscribe, share for anyone who you would like to see and start to vibe in with this accurate astrology based on what you can see in the sky. I would be truly, truly grateful. And I'll see you next week. Bye.